This video will probably be a little bit longer than my usual, so let's get started. The Vocaloid project was an international effort, but it was the ideas of whcih in 2000 that started it all. Whcih led a team at Pompeu Fabra University in Spain that contributed a huge deal to the development of the software. The original Vocaloids could only make vowel sounds, such as I, and were not intended for sale. After 4 months, the Vocaloid's first word was asa, which means morning in English. Both an English and a Japanese version was developed side by side along each other. The first studio on board was Krypton Future Media, who was hired to find English studios to support an English version. Sadly, all their efforts amounted to mostly negative responses, and the only studio to enter development was whcih. The software as a product was first announced on February 26, 2003. The first Vocaloid to be announced was Kaito, whose voice was provided by professional singer Naoto Fuga. However, the first voice banks to be released were Leon and Lola, by British-based company whcih Unlimited. The two were revealed at the NAMM show on January 15, 2004, and later released to the public on March 3rd of the same year. whcih followed this release with their next voice bank, made with an updated version of the program, Vocaloid Miriam. Following Miriam came Krypton's contribution to the Vocaloid world, Mako, followed shortly by Kaito. Mako and Kaito were better received than their Engloid brethren, as Kaito and Mako both had attractive, well-designed avatars, while Leon and Lola were just pictures of lips. However, Kaito's sales were still depressingly low, but still better than whcih's. In January of 2007, Vocaloid 2 was announced, and Swedish company Power FX was the first to the punch with the release of their first Vocaloid, Sweet Anne. Anne's box art was less than attractive, and in fact has been referred to as nightmare fuel unleaded, and turned away several potential buyers simply because she was terrifying to look at. Krypton, on the other hand, decided to take a different approach to the release of their next Vocaloid. They noted the growing popularity of moe, and decided to model their next Vocaloid to fit that mold. From this desire came Hatsune Miku, first in their new character vocal series. Marketed as a virtual idol and voiced by cute and high-pitched voice actor Saki Fujita, Miku was pretty darn moe. Her avatar on the box art was designed and drawn by Japanese artist Kei, who incorporated various moe factors into the design. Hatsune Miku sold so rapidly that she went out of stock on her release date. This was pushed even further when people on popular Japanese video site Nico Nico Doga began posting their works using Miku. One person made a cover of Levan Polka, a song almost exclusively known as the background music to a popular meme called Leek Spin. In the video, he made an odd-looking, super deformed Miku swing a leek up and down. Riding the popularity of the original Leek Spin, this allowed people to see the possibilities one could have with Hatsune Miku, and there was a burst of cover and original songs. The Leek Spin meme was popular on the English half of the internet too, and people slowly began noticing her. This triggered the first step in the development of the ridiculously large fandom for Vocaloid. Disclaimer: some of the opinions about box art in this video sound a little biased. Whenever watching, keep in mind that the English-speaking Vocaloid audience and the Japanese-speaking audience originally had very different priorities in mind. I mentioned Leon and Lola's lack of an avatar on their box, which personally I don't have a problem with. And I also talk about Sweet Anne's box art, which in my opinion is terrifying.